Meghan and Harry have a huge row and evil reasons suddenly appear out of nowhere. Welcome to the Royal Family News Channel. I'm so glad another week has passed and we're back this weekend discussing the playful royal couple. Guys, it's opening day in Germany and I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun with so many bad guys and Harry stealing the show and trying to take everyone's attention away from the veterans. Before we begin, I just want to thank everyone who watched the latest Kate Middleton and Queen Chartres video. We're very grateful to you. Please continue to support us guys. There's a lot to like about the main theme of Duke and Dodges, so they're clearly going to need some of that, and it looks like they've found a great way to do it. I'm guessing you've already seen the evidence for yourself. Sad truth, depressing reality, Harry can't dance. When Harry tries to shake his ass, he really looks like the manager of someone who drinks too much to shoot shots. And it's a fact we're now aware of after she joined Meghan and her mum Doria for Elle last week, part of the engagement revival. For some reason, Harry decided he wasn't going to stay home that night. He wanted to go to the city and attend a concert. For what? Well, we're not entirely sure, but regardless, maybe he's just trying to be a good husband. Maybe it was Doria's birthday present. He and Meghan are the only close family members who are not separated at the moment, so it makes sense that they would want to do something big on their special day. Since Harry has been a recluse since moving to Montecito, we assumed this is the case. Everything went well and we were surprised to see Harry outside in Los Angeles last Sunday. He was in front of the cameras when he appeared in games between Inter Miami and Los Angeles. What a busy weekend it had been for Harry. I mean, for months and years, Harry only briefly dabbled in the mainstream. He and his cousin Princess Eugenie appeared at the 2022 Super Bowl, and he and Meghan attended a basketball game in April, but now it looks like we've seen two very high-profile looks from Harry in less than 48 hours. What exactly is going on here? It also seems a little strange to me that Meghan allegedly went to a Taylor Swift concert last month, but there was no photo of her from the event. But still, boy, this Bond outing has been filmed and photographed more by the public than a presidential meeting. Understood, so it's possible that Mac and Harry decided that their image as this dirty brat wasn't a very popular one. Well, yes, obviously, so maybe they're trying to appear more cheerful and optimistic. But what is the explanation for this change? I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe they're really enjoying life right now, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But could this sudden return to the spotlight have something to do with this week's upcoming events? We'll see how they fare. Harry really picked up the pace and started to hit the ground running when they found his career and the brand as a whole at a crossroads. Well, let's get ready for a lot more of Harry because he is about to return to the fore with gusto. Alright. So let's talk about what's going to be happening this week. So Harry is set to fly alone to the UK for the Well Child Awards on Thursday. He is going to give a speech just a few hours before the first anniversary of his grandmother's passing. Now to be an irresistible opportunity to beat his family to the chase when it comes to marking the occasion, and then on Saturday, Harry is going to have to do for this year's Invictor Games. That, of course, is a sporting competition for wounded, injured and sick service people, which thanks to the power of the royal family, Harry was discovered during a game about 10 years ago. Harry is also about to celebrate his 39th birthday, so this week has really arrived for Harry. This is his best chance for a fresh start after a pretty difficult year. I mean, he was hugely successful commercially, but at the same time, most of the world was sick of him and Meghan in just 1 month from early December to early January. When spare parts are available, according to Redfield, Wilson and Newsweek polls, Harry's approval rating in the United States was 45 points, with Meghan's approval rating dropping 36 points. Since then, the numbers have improved somewhat, but it is a disastrous withdrawal of approval. Cliff really tells them a lot about how quickly things change, and if things aren't so good in the US, they're even worse in the UK. There's some new research you've published this week that shows almost 2/3 of Brits, 63%, now have a negative view of Harry. What about Meghan? Well, 68% of respondents disagreed. This isn't surprising. it's often easy to overlook the public's feelings toward Harry and Meghan. You could argue it has nothing to do with them except that their entire financial future depends on the people investing in them. Be interested enough in them to subscribe, watch, and buy everything they sell. Harry's first solo project, Heart and Vetives, was released last week. It was a 5-part docu-series and boy was it a tear-jerker being. It was also a bit long while the critical reception, at least according to those outlets that bothered to review it anyway, has been mostly positive. The public has not been very excited about the project. Again, the numbers tell a pretty depressing story. In the 2 days after Spare was released, the TAL all got 970,000 mentions on X, formerly known as Twitter, but in that same period of time last week, Heart of Invictus was only mentioned 50,000 times, according to audience intelligence platform Pulsar and Newsweek. To look at another way, we can say that Heart of Invictus created a little bit more than 5% of the social media hullabaloo of Spare, and that according to Flix Patrol, Heart has failed to register in the top 100 most watched TV shows on Netflix right now, so this means that of the 3 projects that Arch has worked on, Harry and Meghan are performing live, and now it's heard that its coming of age failed to attract any viewers. At the same time, from the information we have, it's actually unlikely that Meghan and Harry have any other ideas. We've been hearing for months that Harry might be returning to Africa and filming some kind of documentary for Netflix. But the Daily Telegraph, which outlined the project this weekend, said the proposals were at a very early stage. So what have they been doing all day these past few months? Meet me at the lake, of course. Netflix reportedly paid around $4.6 million to buy Meghan and Harry's rights to the best-selling novel so they could try out as producers. But consider that right now, Hollywood is still on ice due to the strike. It all seems very far away. As a result, when it comes to their careers, they fail to truly demonstrate success and appear rather unmotivated. Their reputation certainly hasn't improved. With that, the events of last year and all the interviews we had to endure were put behind us. Basically, they just make themselves look like a couple who seem content to wait forever in the shallow waters of self-pity, sometimes muddying the waters by attacking the royal family. After I remember what Harry and Meghan were supposed to do. They will become the new power figures in Hollywood. Well, that just didn't happen. Instead, they present themselves as a couple who want to throw their family under the bus and enjoy all the grenades in the palace to make a quick buck, which doesn't make them inspiring or lovable characters. So can this week's winner make a difference? Perhaps? Can they succeed in changing the public's perception of them? I'm not sure. If you're watching carefully right now, you'll remember how awesome Harry can be when he's able to focus on other things than the fact that he doesn't eat as many sausages as his brother does at lunch. The Harry we see in this documentary is a man dedicated to helping others and helping others. This is Harry, who he and Meghan now have to show the whole world. The whole world sees Harry as spoiled, entitled, and angry. Brad, well, maybe Inc. should replace that image with Harry as a selfless, compassionate, selfless person who gets things done. And the same goes for Meg. Her podcast didn't get a second season, and her entrepreneurial website is forever in the future. Now maybe he can wear a pair of white jeans and maybe have a good style sometimes, but whatever the reason, all of them are paid parental leave. The decision of Roe v. Wade seems to have completely fallen off the radar. Now the victors have a chance to change everything, especially for Harry. It could mean a brand new start after years of trying to start over, so it really is time for Meghan and Harry to put their heads down and get down to business, and from what we can see, it looks like the two will its operation. To achieve something worthy, your time has come. Are you ready for this and agree with me? Don't be afraid to like and share my video, let us know why, and be sure to subscribe to our Royal News channel for more updates in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend and I'll see you in a future video.